to do everything. But here, since the roller is provided, it will not be able to move in the vertical direction. But here nothing is there, so as a structure as a whole, it can move. And similarly, here it is everything is restrained. Here everything is restrained. That is, it can't rotate, it can't move in the upward direction, it can't translate also. So all these things are restrained. Horizontal translation is prevented, then vertical translation is prevented, and rotation is also prevented. So I have given the degree of freedom of the 2 is restrained. So it is equal to 0. 7 is restrained, it is equal to 0. And 8 also, 8 and 9 are also restrained, so it is equal to 0. Then if you move on to the forces, if you take the forces, 1, 2 and 3, there are no forces. 1, 2 and 3, there are no forces. Only along the direction 4, along the direction of 4, you have a load of 5 kips. 5 kips is there. So along the direction of 4, I have given the force for the first member. So just to note down this diagram.
Ma'am,
Tell me.
ma'am, if you don't mind, can you explain it once again?
Which one? Which one?
Fully, ma'am.
Some noise is coming. Tell me.
This light, ma'am. This light, fully.
Previous slide.
This light, ma'am. This one.
This one. What you want to have the explanation about degree of freedom?
Yes, ma'am. That A equal to 2, N equal to 3.
How many elements are there? How many elements are there? Two elements. No, this is one horizontal and one two vertical. So how many elements are there? Two element. Am I correct? Number of elements.
Yes, ma'am.
One beam and the one column. We put together. We call it as element. So number of element 2. Number of nodes. How many nodes are there? Node number. If you take this one, I'll show you. This is the first node. This is the first node. It is marked here. No, the first node is here. Then the second node is here. Are you able to see? And third node is here. So number of nodes are 3. So what about the degrees of freedom? Degrees of freedom are 9. That is, if suppose if this is not, this is also free. So don't get confused with the, I will include the word possible degree of freedom. Possible. And for this structure, how many degrees of freedom are there? Degree of freedom for this structure. Degree of freedom for this structure is equal to Sorry, I had an official call that is from the college. They were asking about the attendance, so that's why I have to interrupt. So I'll explain this one. So possible degree of freedom is each joint will have 3 degrees of freedom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's why it is given as 9. Otherwise, don't confuse with this possible degree of freedom. Whatever degree of freedom available for this structure is, that is, if you take this one, U1 is, this is a hinge support, this is a roller supporter. Roller. So if you take this, U1 is equal to not equal to u1 is equal to 0, u1 is equal to 0, vertically it is 1 is horizontal, so 1 is horizontal, so horizontal it can move, so it is not equal to 0, not equal to 0. What about 2? 2 is equal to 0 because vertically it is restrained. It's a hinge, it's a roller support. Roller support, how it looks, usually we will draw like this. This is a roller part, so that's why it is given as one circle here. This is a roller part, so there is a difference between roller and the hinge. Hinge support will be, we will be represented like this, and roller, there are rollers will be put. The difference between these two are the hinge support, it will prevent the vertical translation and the horizontal translation. So both the things will be equal to 0. U1 is equal to 0 and U2 also equal to 0. So when you take this roller support, U1 will not be equal to 0, not equal to 0, not equal to 0, but U2 is equal to 0. Vertically it is sustained, but horizontally it will move. That's the difference between the roller support and the hinge support. So in this case, the hinge support, roller support is provided. So U1 horizontal movement is not equal to 0, U2 is equal to 0, and U3 is also not equal to 0. U3 is also not equal to 0. Okay, this is for the joint 1. Then when you go to the joint 2, joint number 2, I'll write here joint 2. This is for the joint 1. So when you go here, you will have U4 is not equal to 0, U5 is not equal to 0, and U6 is not equal to 0. Similarly, when you go to the joint joint 3, if you go to this joint 3, what is equal to 0? U7 is equal to 0, U8 is equal to 0, and U9 is equal to 0. So what are the degrees of freedom we have? We have the degrees of freedom as U1 is allowed, free, it is free. U3 is allowed because it can rotate, Similarly, so U1, that's why whatever is 0 I have marked here. Just you see here, 2 is 0. Then if you go to 7 is 0, 8 is 0, and 9 is 0. 1 minute. 7, 8, 9 are 0. 7, 8, 9 are 0. That's why I marked 2 is 0. 2 is 0. 7, 8, 9 are 0. If you want, you just note down. Joint 1. Joint 1. What are the things equal to 0 not equal to 0? Just note down. Joint 2, joint 3. That's what I finally have put together. That is whatever is equal to 0, I have put it here. Just to take this one. Then I'll explain the load vector. Up to this one, you try to draw. That is joint number 1. What is the degree of freedom? Joint number 2 and joint number 3. Note it down. Note the diagram and note down. And this load vector, I'll explain again. So if you count the possible degree of freedom, 1 minute you wait. Possible degrees of freedom of 9. That is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 9. In that possible degree of freedom for this particular structure, what the available degree of freedom are? What are the degree of freedom available? U1, U3, then U4, U5, U6. So the degree of freedom, if I ask you to find out, small question, find out the degree of freedom for this structure. How much, whatever is not equal to 0, that's the degree of freedom. It is not allowed to, it's not prevented. It is not prevented. So total, if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it has got 5 degrees of freedom. So there is a word between the possible degree of freedom. Suppose if I fix this one, what will happen? Suppose if the end I am fixing it, what will happen? The possible degree of freedom are 9, but for this structure only these 3 are available. Because I have restrained it. I have restrained it. If I, instead of roller, if I put it fixity, then 1 is equal to 0, 2 is equal to 0, 3 is equal to 0, 7 is equal to 0, 8 is equal to 0, 9 is equal to 0. Only 4, 5 and 6 are available. Freedom for the structure. If it's fixed, if it's a roller, then you will have a 5 possible degree of freedom. So, who asked the question, Kritika or Kalayarsi? Somebody has asked a doubt, no? Is it clear or should I explain a little more?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Okay, okay. Now you note down, note down, note down.
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me.
ma'am, joined to how, ma'am? All of them are 0. What support?
That is it is not a fixed support. It is like a continuous support only. You have to take it.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Tell me.
ma'am, for the joint 3, the fixed, the rotation is actually free, ma'am. Why we have taken a 0, ma'am, here?
Where?
At the joint 3, ma'am, fixed end.
Fixed end, everything is 0, no? Sorry, fixed end. No. It is 3 is not. Sorry. Not equal to 0. Not equal to 0. It is not equal to 0. U7 is. Sorry, here everything is 0. No, sorry, it's correct only.
Ma'am,
Because
rotation
it
is
is fixed.
actually.
No? For the fixed end, suppose if it's fixed, what are things? Vertically, it is restrained. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Restraint means it is 0. Restraint means it is 0. Displacement is equal to 0. Then horizontally, it can't move. Am I correct? Horizontally, it can't move. Vertically, it can't move. It can't rotate also, fixed end. How it will be coming?
மேம் பட் முன்னாடி நம்ம ஃபிக்ஸ்டு ஃப்ரீன்னு போட்டிருக்கோம் ஹாரிசான்டல் மூமெண்ட்டை
எந்த ப்ராப்ளம் ஹாரிசான்டல் மூவ்மெண்ட் ஃப்ரீன்னு போட்டிருக்க மாட்டோமே. எந்த ப்ராப்ளத்தை சொல்றேன்? Wait, I'll go through the problem.
Okay, yes.
Is it this one? Problema? Numerical problema? The problema?
Yes, ma'am. அதுலவும் அப்படிதான் பண்ணிருக்கோம்.
Assignment problem?
Yes, ma'am.
You are taking as free, fixed end. Rotation, this is not allowed. So when you take this one.
Horizontal is actually free, ma'am, in fixed end.
Horizontal, we will not be considering in the case of beams. Horizontal, we are not considering. That I explained. No, that is horizontally. If you take the beam alone, the part, the axial compression or the axial elongation will be almost negligible. If you take a concrete beam, is it possible for you to compress it or elongate it? Even if you compress it, it may compress by a little amount. Am I correct? So that's why this axial force will not be considered in the case of beams. But what will happen in the case of frame? I told no, that frame, this is the frame. The frame will sway because of the external wind force. If the wind is acting, then it will try to sway. What is the meaning? To sway means it is subjected to horizontal force. That is, this is like this. The frame is like this. Then if it wait. So when there is a wind moving in the lateral direction, wind is moving in this direction, or the earthquake force is coming in this direction. So what will happen? It will try to sway. So horizontally it will try to move. So this joint has moved to this joint horizontally. It may move vertically also, it may rotate also. That is there, that's possible. So you have to consider in the case of frame the axial forces, and in the case of beam this axial effect is not considered. So because only we are considering the beam in this portion alone, so this portion alone if you are considering, then the axial effect, that is compressive force or tensile force, will be can be neglected. So that's the reason. Any confusion? Is it clear or should I explain more? Hello?
I'm clear, ma'am.
Okay. Now you take down this problem. So first you write join number 1 and you write down the degrees of freedom. So you should keep in your mind, if it's a fixed support, everything is restrained. Horizontal also restrained. It can't move in the horizontal direction also.
Ma'am,
Tell me.
ma'am, for degree of freedom, whatever is not equal to 0, we should take that only, ma'am.
Whatever is not equal to 0, that is the degree of freedom means what's the meaning? Degree of freedom means
Number
it is
of
feet.
rotations, vertical and horizontal distance.
So wait. U1. Wait. No, I think because of me only it got confused. Vertical. U1 is not equal to 0. Here it's correct only. I marked. That is, should I explain one more time? Degree of freedom. I'll explain. Wait. I think you are getting confused. I'll explain with a new slide. Okay. Degree of freedom. You take a. First, we will go through the beam element because somebody is getting doubt in the beam. Then we will move on to the frame. When you take the beam element, this is a beam. So how will you number? We will not consider the horizontal forces. So it is very difficult to compress this beam element. Truly speaking, some amount of compression will be there, but it is very negligible. Maybe 0.001 centimeter. So that's why we are neglecting it. If you want, you can add it also. Nothing wrong, but it is of very negligible quantity. That's why we take this one vertical and this rotation as 2. Here it is 3. This is as 4. Then one more roller, one more example also I'll take. Roller support. 5 and 6. So can you tell me, somebody can tell me, what is U1? U1. Jagan, can you tell me?
Equal to 0.
Is equal to 0. What about U2?
Equal to 0.
Equal to 0. What about U3?
Equal to 0.
Equal to 0. What about U4?
Equal to 0.
U4,
Not,
U4.
not equal to 0.
Rotation, because it will rotate. Am I correct? It will rotate. Here, if you take, there will not be any rotation. At the end, there will not be any rotation. But here, you will have a rotation. Are you able to see the difference? There is no rotation at the end, but here it is rotation. Here also you will have rotation. So U4, whenever is you are having rotation, something is allowed, then that is not equal to 0. Not equal to 0 because it is allowed. How much it is rotating, we don't know. Depending upon the load, it will rotate. Then what about U5?
Not
Equal to 0.
Equal to 0.
Equal to 0. U6 is equal to
Not equal to
U6
0.
not is equal to 0. Not equal to 0. So whenever it is free, it is allowed. So this is example of a beam, and we will move on to an example of a frame. The same frame I'm taking, I want to number it. That is, I will number this horizontal as 1, vertical as 2, and moment as 3. This is 4, this is 5, this is 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then 10, 11, and 12. Now, now you for this one you tell me. U1 is equal to U1 is equal to, somebody tell me. 0. What about U2? It's a fixed
Equal
support.
to 0.
0 only.
Is 0.
U3 is equal to
0.
0. What about U4? It's a
0.
joint, free joint. No, it's a free joint.
Not equal to 0.
Not a 0. U5,
Equal to 0.
U5, it is a free to move. It can compress,
It can sway.
it can sway, it can, so it is not equal to 0. And U6 is also not equal to 0. Then
Same as 7, 8, 9.
7, 8 is not equal to 0. 7, not equal to 0,
Ma'am,
8.
ma'am, loud, ma'am.
Hmm.
U5 is vertical, no, ma'am.
Yeah, vertical also it can come down a little bit. If you truly speaking, it may come down by a little amount. We will see. We will see. We will do a problem, and we will see how much it is coming down. Okay, we will see coming how much it is getting compressed. Very minute amount only will be there. Horizontally, it can move easily. The vertical stiffness will be more than the horizontal stiffness. You take for example, it's like a tree. That is, you take a tree, the wind is moving on the tree. What will happen? The side sway will be more. It will sway in the sideways, but vertically it can't come down much. A little amount, maybe it may get compressed by a little amount. So that is the meaning of that. So U9 is not equal to 0. What about 10 and 11? U10, U11, and U12
Equal to 0.
equal to 0. Now you understood? So wherever the joint coming like this, it will be not equal to 0, but other things are equal to 0. Suppose if I put the hinge support, then the rotation will be there. So that's a difference. So any doubt in this one, if you want, you draw this also in your note and keep it. This degree of freedom. Degree of freedom. Put the title, and so that you may not get confused. So only today only four attendance. Huh? The first hour also, is it like that? Second?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, then I have to change there. 1 minute, I'll change that and come. Okay, just to draw this. If you're finished, you tell me. You finished? Shall I move on to the next slide?
Ma'am, just a minute, ma'am.
Wait, ma'am.
Yeah. Wait. Today 1:30 hour also I will take. Okay, instead of Jessie ma'am, I'll be taking. So tomorrow she will handle my class. Have you noted this problem? You noted this problem now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then we will do the formulation of stiffness matrix. So for the first member, we are going to formulate the stiffness matrix. You take down the values of E. E is equal to everything is kips and inches. Just take this problem with the kips and inches. Next problem onwards, we will be taking in Newton and meter. So for the first member, note down the value of E, I, A, everything. And what you have to calculate is A by L, 12A by L cube, 6A by L square, 4A by L, and 2EA by L. So these are the quantities we have to calculate, because in the stiffness matrix when you go, what are the things needed? We need A by L, 12A by L cube, 6A by L square, 6A by L square, 4A by L, and 2A by L. So that values are being calculated here. So these are the values. This is given on the question. This is given on the question, and this you can calculate. The second one is you have to calculate these values. So first beam, just you note down and calculate the values. Length of the beam is equal to 20 feet. So after noting it down, we will go to that formula, stiffness matrix. Don't write this stiffness matrix. We will go there and we can write. So after have you noted this one? Then we will we have to note down the stiffness matrix. Then you can come here. If you are finished, you tell me. So just you note down this value, then we will move on to the stiffness matrix. You write this stiffness matrix. This one you write. A by L 0 0 minus A by L. So this matrix is the stiffness matrix for the beam, and you put the numbering as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have we noted? Then you have to note these values. This matrix you copy down. Just I have substituted the values. Copy this one. That is K1 dash. K1 dash means it is for the beam element. It will be in the horizontal element, not the beam element is horizontal element. The global stiffness matrix, that is Ke will be equal to Ke dash. Ke dash also Ke also both are same because in the global direction. Horizontal axis global, y and z. Have we finished copying? Put the number also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we will move on to the second element. So this is not needed. Now you move on to the second element, that is the vertical element, column element, and E is given here, I is given, and area is given. So similarly, you calculate for that is this values you calculate, then you substitute in this matrix. but the numbering you put it as at 7, 8, 9, 7. You have to add one more thing. One more thing you have to note it. The matrix you have to it has been derived from bottom to top. It is not from top to bottom. So what you have to do is you don't put the number like this. Put the number as this is not the numbering. We will put the numbering as 6, 4, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, this is not 10. Four, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. So similarly here also so from bottom to top only you have to number. Bottom, that's important. Bottom to top. This is, if you want, you underline it. Bottom to top. First you have to number 7, 8, 9. Then you have to number 4, 5, 6. If you are finished, please tell me.
Ma'am, in the formula also, it is from bottom to top, I think.
Which one?
In the previous slide, ma'am, formula.
Formula is same formula only. This formula only. This formula only. A by L, 0, 0, A by L. But the member you are considering, that is, if it is a vertical member, you have to consider from the bottom to top. That is, if the numbering is, let us take a 7, 8, 9, then 4, 5, 6. You should not think that it is 4, 5, 6. You have a number from 7, 8, 9, then 4, 5, 6. Same formula only, same formula. Numbering alone, it will differ from element to element. Do it. This is for the vertical element.
Ma'am,
Tell me.
why we are taking bottom to top, ma'am?
That is rotation matrix when we are deriving. How we are deriving? See here. Rotation matrix. We'll be deriving for this n2. It will be rotated in this direction. If you take from bottom to top, this direction. Suppose if you want to make it vertical, this joint, what will you do? It will come down. No, this direction. If you are considering this joint, that's the bottom joint, then you take a scale, inclined scale. You can make it vertically from the bottommost to top, or from the top to bottom also. Bottom to top means it will come down. That is, if you take the scale and rotate it horizontally, let us take it as horizontally rotating means you have to bring it down, means you have to put it down. But here you can make it vertically upward like this, clockwise, anti-clockwise. This one you have to bring it clockwise and you have to make it down. So you have to take this joint first and this joint as a second one. That's why you think of a scale. You take the lowermost point, you can make it vertical, or you can take the bottommost point, topmost point, and you can make vertical. Both the things are different, no? That's why you have to go from the bottom to top. The derivation is like that.
Okay, ma'am.
So in the examination, if I ask this frame problem, I can't ask the whole question. For example, even the global stiffness matrix, I'll not be able to ask. For 10 marks, if I ask this is okay. I may ask you to find out the stiffness matrix for the first element and the horizontal element and the vertical element. Vertical element. This is in the local direction. So stiffness matrix is in the local direction. How to make it in the global direction? T transpose Kr. So this should be pre multiplied by T transpose and post multiplied by T. That is what I am meaning is this one, this formula. This one. So if we want to make we can formulate the global stiffness matrix for the vertical member. So if it is K, then you have to make it as T transpose and K in T. T transpose K into T. So this matrix should be pre-multiplied by T transpose and post-multiplied by T. That's the meaning. So this one you have finished. So I think the time is over. We will do that rotation matrix, transformation matrix or the rotation matrix in the next class. This is a transformation. You need not copy. I think the time over. Again, we have a class. So this is the transformation matrix. We will do it in the next class. Okay, we have 1:30 hour also. We'll do it there.
Okay, ma'am.
Because time is over. Yeah. We can leave now. Thank you very much. Just to inform Gibi and Mikias to join that, tell them that we have 1:30 class also. Thank you very much. We'll leave.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
ma'am.
Thank you.